To get access to the top of the shock tower, which is about here, we have to remove this whole panel. So the first thing we'll do is we'll just pull that out. So there are some plastic rivets that we have to take out, which is down here, down there, and I believe one behind there, and some torque screws, one there, and one here. But with this part here, you pry it from the top to get it out. Okay, to remove this piece, it's just a matter of just lifting this up. So I've done that before, so that's a bit loose. And now we just pull this forward. So now we have to unplug the cable that's behind here. So there's the top of the shock tower. Now I just have to do the same thing on the other side of the car. So here's the top of the shock tower on the left side. I'm going to remove these three 13mm bolts. Okay, next I'm going to loosen this bolt and the one that's at the bottom of the shocks. Okay, so I've undone that bolt which was up here. It was a 21mm nut and an 18mm counter hold on the bolt, and same size over here. Okay, so I'm going to be reusing the spring, so I'm just gonna compress it and then remove the spring and then put it onto the new shock. Okay, so to remove this piece we have to use a pass-through 18mm socket and a 6mm Allen key to counter hold it. Okay, so I'm replacing the original shock, which is totally dead because I pushed this down and it won't even come back up. I'm replacing it with a Built-in B6. It's supposed to be a direct replacement and is designed to use with the stock spring, and I'm going to install it back now. So I'm reusing pretty much everything. So when you install it, make sure the end of the spring sits properly there, and up here there are these two triangle thing here that says it's supposed to meet, and make sure that the end of the spring also sits here. So it came with a new washer and a new bolt, so let's put that. I'm gonna tighten it as far as it'll go. I don't know the torque setting for this, so I'll just go. Okay, before installing, just make sure that this triangle thing here lines up with that. That'll just save you a bit of trouble when you're installing it. Okay, so it took me forever to get this bolt in. Now the only way I figured out how to do it is jack up the brake, the disc brake as it is, and use this little jack to push it up. Otherwise the hole will not line up. So it took me a while to figure that out. So hope that helps somebody. Okay, when you're installing this, just make sure you follow the previous mark where it was, because as you turn this actually moves the bolt because of these two side thing here. Okay, I've tightened the two cam bolt at the bottom, and now I'm coming up here to tighten the 13mm at the top of the shocks. As you can see, I've drawn a black mark around the bolt before I remove it, so that I know that it's lined up properly when I'm reinstalling it. So I'm going to torque this to 24 Newton meters. I've tightened the cam bolt on both sides. I don't know the torque spec, but I've just tightened it as hard as I can. And the one at the bottom of the shocks, I haven't fully tightened it yet because I'm going to tighten it further when the car is actually off the ramp or off the jack.